Hello and welcome to Live at the Showgrounds as Coleraine play host to the current league leaders and reigning champions Linfield, who come here with a 4 from 4 100% record. Coleraine, meanwhile, they are unbeaten in 5 against the Blues. Let's see the best of the action. Yeah, change of shape today for Coleraine, and one guy coming back into the side, you're a big exponent of his. It's Aaron Jarvis.
Yeah, good player. Aaron's been missing over the past 4 or 5 weeks now, and good to see him back in midfield today. Just hope that his partnership really kicks on the way it did. Prior to him, getting that shoulder injury, that partnership with Stephen Lowry in midfield was key to the.
To right in the purple kit, Andrew Waterworth about to kick off. A veteran of the game now, you might say. Well travelled. Of course, he played in the Irish League with
this Coleraine defence.
Yeah, well, you talk about Linfield. What do you think Coleraine have to do here? You fancy them? They need to get their noses in front.
I think they have to try and make just.
Here's Waterworth. Well, that was, yeah. Warren Kearney's done very well to get the name down. As we watch a potential chance for Miller. Gareth Dean threatens to spill that ball. But yeah, Oran has tied up quite a few players on additional 2-year contracts, and that augurs well here for the future.
Yeah, in the last few weeks he's done some really good business.
And Cal McLean with the right foot, and Quinn, who dinks it to the back post and looking for Dean or Coleraine, and grabs it at the second attempt. So
the defenders on the bench
could be in here. Linfield, decent ball in for Waterworth, and Coleraine all of a sudden have scored the game's first goal. It was a real breakaway move, and Colerane's defence at 6s and 7s. The cross it was to pick out Andy Waterworth. He couldn't miss, David.
No, Lyndon's trying to clear the ball, and it's ricocheted off the Linfield player here, and first time ball into the box, and Andrew Waterworth just on fire, reacted quickest in the middle of the goals, 3 or 4 yards out, couldn't miss.
Andy Waterworth on target again, his 7th goal this season. And Coleraine down the other end could be in with Jimmy Glacken. Referee waves play on. They need to get Ben Docherty, Jimmy Glacken and Owen Bradley into possession. It's punted downfield, and Glacken makes the move forward. Here's Lowry. Docherty could be in here. Oh goodness, just wasn't enough pace on it in the end from Lowry, but tried the bit of trickery with the ball round the corner.
Our match, there hasn't really been many punches thrown yet. One quality ball into the box so far, and it's ended up in a goal. I'm sure they're hoping for more excitement.
Quinn again into Waterworth. Oh, he's offside this time around, Andy Waterworth. He thought that he'd scored his 2nd of the game, and that shows you yet again, David, just how clinical the Blues can be if you allow them to be.
Yeah, again, it's the quality into the box. One touch, ball put in the box.
Plenty of assists this season already for Docherty. Throws it in, and Jarvis puts it up into the air. Johns didn't come for it, but well, plenty of protection in the end given to the goalkeeper. Can be, and want to be fair to all teams, Glens don't seem to have clicked, do they? I suppose in terms of creativity, they have struggled to create the chances that we've just seen from Linfield.
Especially into the favourite end here, down the railway end.
Yeah, they'll have the wind here in this second half. Is something they'll have to take into consideration. And that's because Jimmy Mulgrew is out injured today. Glacken, pause momentarily. Glacken tries the ball around the corner. Opportunity for Docherty. And that could have been the perfect start to the second half. Unfortunately, it fell to Docherty on his less favoured foot. Hockey will take it down. He's looking for the run of Stewart over the top. And Stewart has dispossessed O'Donnell. Jordan Stewart! And that's the 2nd goal for Linfield. And O'Donnell, unfortunately, was outwitted by the former Swindon Town midfielder. And Linfield, just 3 minutes into the second half, have doubled their advantage.
Taking the ball from his right onto his left and drilled it in the bottom corner.
So here is Miller. Yeah, McLean leaves it to Miller. Good ball in. And O'Donnell chooses. Look at the work rate there.
Yeah, and he's just sitting in behind Andy Waterworth, trying to make it difficult for Colerane's midfield duo in there, and he's harassing and hurrying them into play.
Here's Bradley. Opportunity for Bradley to cross. Here's Doherty! Oh goodness, that's a gilt-edged opportunity. Carrick Rangers. We pause momentarily. Here's Glacken. Can he create an opportunity? Glacken, cross to Carson. Do with the goal back here. Could Coleraine. Needs to be careful of the wind. Where's the goalkeeper? That'll be another corner kick, surely. Jarvis off the back of the head of, I think it was Jimmy Gallagher. What can he do? Ben Doherty. Great ball. Well watched from Jimmy Gallagher. Urges his teammates to come out of that 18-yard box, and Jordan Stewart. Definitely is. Stephen Douglas with the throw. Knocked on to Curtis Allens, his first meaningful touch. Glacken to Doherty, tries to turn the edge of the 18-yard box. Doherty still going. Ben Doherty. Linfield need to be careful. Jarvis. Glacken still in there. Linfield still struggling to clear, but Andy Waterworth will ultimately make that clearance, and Stephen Douglas with the high foot in the end, and that's a definite free kick. Referee Tony Clark blows to signal the end of this afternoon's game. David Healy shakes hands with Oran Kearney. Not too many disappointing remarks, I'm sure, that Oran Kearney can have from his team losing here today. Can't have too many complaints.
No, Linfield were the better team. There wasn't that many chances in the first half. The decisive chance of it was taken by Andy Waterworth. Perhaps could have had a second with a header that was chalked off for offside. But other than that, Coleraine never really worked Chris Johns. There's a couple of opportunities at the beginning of the second half for Ben Doherty, but again, they just weren't falling on that wicked left foot that he has.
Stevie, what's your views on today's defeat then?
I think it's extremely disappointing. I think coming off the back of a tough week, I think we were going into today thinking that definitely the game was there for the taking. I think we're extremely disappointed with the 2 goals we gave away, and I think if I'm being honest, I don't think we created as many chances as we probably would have liked. I think there were 1 or 2 chances there but we could have maybe should score, but unfortunately for us, I think that the most disappointing part of the game was I think Linfield deserved to win.
Yeah, and obviously Larne next. Not be another easy game, but be one you look forward to.
No, definitely. I think it won't be easy. Larne are a good side, but I think the only disappointment for us is that we don't have a game next Saturday. I think we're looking forward to Larne. We fancy ourselves against anyone there at home, and I think if we can get a few boys, a few good sessions between now and then, a few boys sort of back up their fitness and back up their speed, I think. I think we'll be ready to rock, but I think just the disappointing part is that Carrick's called off next Saturday, that we can't go and put it right on Saturday.
Having a settle back 4 all season must be frustrating for you.
Oh, it is, but that's not an excuse. Again, we have a good goalkeeper, and we have the back 4 that played today are 4 good players, and it doesn't make it easy. We boys trying to make relationships and trying to get used to how each other play and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're still a good side. We have a good squad, and everyone that plays is more than good enough to play. So, again, it's just disappointing. I think the goals we conceded are extremely disappointing. I think as a team and as a group, we could have done more both defensively and going forward. Again, I think part and parcel of going forward, the back 4 we have a job to play in that as well, and I think defensively and midfield and forwards have a job to play in it as well. So look, we take it on the chin, we take it as a team, we'll move on.
Probably the way that we set up and the way that the game went, that we had possibly a good opportunity of getting something from the game, but ideally I think particularly when you look at the 2 goals, they're 2 real poor errors, if you know what I mean, and probably similar to Tuesday night. It's an individual error again that costs us a point as well. So it's frustrating from that point of view, and unless we start to eradicate that, it makes it tough to pick up points in this league.
I mean, there were chances in the second half, but just couldn't get it well over the line.
Yeah, and listen, there's no getting away from it. It was our 3rd game of the week. We are carrying bodies at this point in time. We've probably had 7 or 8 players missing constantly for the first 5 or 6 games of the season, which is fine when you go Saturday to Saturday, but when you add that midweek game into it as well, it makes today even tougher, and probably it has to be said, particularly when Linfield Glentoran is called off, they come here with that freshness, and we know that those extra miles in the tank are going to make it a tough day. And I think particularly with that in mind, today's a day where you need to go ahead, or you need that spark of adrenaline. And 1-0 down was bad enough. To be fair, I thought we had a couple of good chances at the start of the second half, and as you say, I think if we take one of those chances, it probably lifts the ground, it lifts the players, and all of a sudden the tired limbs don't feel as tired, and we just lacked that spark today, that little bit of quality, or that wee bit of luck probably sometimes you need, that didn't go our way.
I know when Bradley came off injured, is that one to be worried about?
Hopefully not. Obviously it's been a tough time for him out on suspension and everything else, and it's been good to have him back amongst it and another body in there, so we'll monitor that over the weekend and see how he feels.
And no game next week, is that a blessing at this time, or would you rather play? Or
No, I think it's fair to say it's probably a blessing at this point in time. I think with the volume of work that the players have had, we'll actually take Tuesday night off. I don't think there's anything to be gained this Tuesday. With no game next Saturday, the amount of miles covered in the last 7 days, it's probably dangerous to probably come in and do a heavier session. So we'll probably, for both mind and body, take Tuesday night off, and then we'll go Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, the following Thursday, and hopefully that'll leave us well sharpened up for Larne.
And Larne next, we'll be hoping a few of the walking window will be back then.
Yeah, ideally, probably next Saturday. I think we'll play an in-house game, and we maybe bring a few of the young lads up and try and get some more match time into players who need it. You know, Aaron Jarvis is just back today, and it's hard on him. We've sort of thrown him in at the deep end because Evan Tweeds has hurt his hamstring last week, and we're trying to wrap him in cotton wool. Now Jarvis probably still a week or two away, but he's chomping at the bit to get going, and you probably could see that today. You know, he was fit enough to get around the park, but just lacked that bit of sharpness more than anything else. So there's players like him, hopefully maybe Aaron Trainer, maybe Hard Beverland as well, might take part next Saturday, that will ideally start to give us a few bodies back, and start to strengthen up the numbers.
And I know we don't make any excuses, but have you ever had a suspension or injury list like this during your time in charge?
Yeah, I have, and it is. Listen, it's part and parcel of football. I've had the opposite as well. I've had stages where we've had all 20, 21 men fit, and you're having to upset 3 people every week by not naming them in the 18, and it's nice when it's like that, and probably we had that for a big part of last season. Probably where we're at the minute is just slightly different, but listen, as I say, it is what it is. They're all, you know, there's a couple of suspensions that I suppose you could say that are self-inflicted that didn't need to happen, but the other injuries are freakish ones. You know, they're not muscular ones from overtraining or anything else. They're impacts or hits that you just can't legislate for.